Let's keep you up to speed with what's happening as far as Alexandra and the township, the cleanup, the mop-up operations. What do they look like today? Masikane is our reporter on the ground for us there this morning. Hello to you, Sli, as the sun begins to rise as well. What is the latest? I'm hearing National Defence Force in the area as well.
The SANDF, Gareth, remains here in Alexandra to ensure that lawlessness does not reign once again. Cleanup operations, I can tell you, began yesterday, and what you're seeing right now is a very different picture to what we saw several days ago when the looting and the destruction began. Of course, businesses, those big businesses at the centres here in Pan Africa, the central business district in Alexandra, remain closed, and it remains to be seen exactly when those operations will begin again. But you can see that traffic is flowing. Taxis are transporting commuters and workers to their various destinations. What we are seeing, of course, is that there's still a lot more mop-up that needs to be done. Here is the Pan Africa shopping centre, and you can see the trail of destruction still remains. When you see this, you just think of the economic sabotage, the joblessness that might just transpire following this destruction. Of course, the mall remains under heavy police guard. The army remains on the other side of the road just to ensure that people see them. I think the main aim right now, especially in Gauteng, where we are seeing that the situation is stabilizing somewhat, is to ensure that we don't see the flare-ups once more. Because what I saw yesterday was another group of soldiers that were deployed to the area to patrol. They were making their rounds around the township just to be seen, a show of force to some extent, to show the residents, to show the criminals and the looters that they were still in the area and that they should not even attempt to try and continue with the destruction. Now I'm going to ask my colleague Kamohelo Mahlokwane to just keep moving with me, because I want to take you to the corner of Selborne here in Pan, where we are seeing residents and volunteers gathering once more for a second day of cleanup and mop-up operations here in the area. Following that destruction, you can imagine that there's now an effort and a call that's been made from politicians, from members of society, that if everybody just bands together, that we can at least begin with some of the mop-up operations to try and clean the township. As you can see, many of those residents have heeded that call, and they are now gathered here on the corner of Selborne here in Alexandra. I'm just going to ask you to be patient with us a little bit while we cross the road. As you can see, there are a number of taxis still moving. I'm just going to guide Kamohelo across the road to give you a better picture and a better sense of those that have gathered here. So you can see people armed with brooms to start up those mop-up operations and continue with them. Many of those dressed in black, many of the posters that were going around were asking people to come dressed in black, invisible gear as well, and to come armed with those brooms so that they can begin with those mop-up operations.
Slindelo, these are the kind of scenes that I think South Africans have been hoping to see as well, just volunteers, members of the community coming out as well. Slindelo, it looks like they're going to be getting underway in a short while from now. We'll come back to you once those cleanup operations get underway. There's one of the brooms you can see as well. It looks good. Hopefully it's COVID protocols being observed. I hope there's not more than 50 people there at the moment. But Sli, we'll come back to you a little bit later. I know it's loud where you are as well. Hopefully we'll be able to speak to one or two people who are taking their Friday to try and clean up their suburb and their area that they live in. Sli Masikane on the mop-up operations. Looks like it's about to get underway in Alexandra for us.
And it just reminds me, Gareth, of what I was reading from, some of the executives on LinkedIn from Massmart, Macro, saying they're absolutely heartbroken. They're shattered. However, they've never more than ever been committed to rebuilding this country, and they appreciate, the community members that are taking it upon themselves to literally clean up, to be part of the solution. And they did say, I was just trying to get, that particular, post I can read it verbatim, but they were just saying basically that they are so committed to rebuilding the country, and they'll be in top shape again to serve, those very same communities.
It's just so unfortunate this has to happen in the first place. They shouldn't have to rebuild. We were getting there. We were getting there, and this has to go and happen. But it's that kind of community work I think it's going to make a difference. Back to Sli, and there's many other communities around the country in Gauteng and KZN doing it as well. We're going to try and focus on that good news as well as we can here on eNCA. And I come